Are you an engineer and you're looking to break into sales? In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to start.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover with the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the go. There's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah. It's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
What's up, guys? Kyle Milan here, and I'm at the MD&M Minneapolis trade show, and I've got a ton of messages about people in engineering that want to get into sales. So in this video, I'm going to break it down in a couple simple steps. Step number one, you need to look at your personality. Do you have a sales personality? Are you outgoing? So, from an engineering standpoint, there is that stereotype. A lot of engineers don't have the outgoing personality. They wouldn't be able to be as communicative or outgoing when it comes to talking to people or approaching people. You have to check yourself. I've got a video out there about how you can make a lot of money in sales. Maybe your personality isn't the right fit. Maybe you're just looking at the money and saying, I could do sales. It's not for everybody. Look at your personality first. Are you comfortable talking to random people? Can you smile when you're talking? Are you willing to call somebody, do cold calls, cold visits, walk up to a stranger, ask them for business? Look at your personality first. Number two, you need to focus on your non-technical skills. In the industrial manufacturing world of sales engineering, too many companies are focusing on the technical side. You can reference the videos about show up and throw up. There's all these companies that have salespeople go in and they just throw up all this technical information on them. If you have an engineering degree or engineering background, that is your comfort zone. That is your safe place. You're always going to go back there when you feel uncomfortable. So you have to focus on the non-technical side of selling. Sales is 80% people, 20% technical. So focus on reading books about sales, learning about triggers of negotiation, learn about how to be a better person, a public speaker, things like that. You have to focus on the non-technical side because that is what's going to separate you from most of the other people in the industry. You go to technical when you need to, and you bring up technical when you need to, but do not focus on that as a skill set. Learn to hone your skills on the people side of the business. All right, number three, you need to come to the grips that you need to look at an entry-level position potentially. If you're fresh out of school and you have an engineering degree, you may be able to make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 as an engineer. You are not going to make that as a salesperson when you first get started. You have no experience. You're completely green. When I've talked in other videos about people getting paid $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 as a base salary in sales, those are people that already have some experience. You have to swallow your pride, swallow your aggression for income, and understand that you're probably going to be looking at maybe $45,000 to $65,000 base salary, which is less than you would get as an engineer, but you're not an engineer, you're a sales engineer. So that's a starting point. You're going to be green with zero experience. Companies are taking a risk to teach you their process, teach you their technical stuff, and have you go out and sell. And in all reality, they may not know if you're good or not for 3 to 6 months. So if they're going to take a risk on you, you have to understand that you have no experience. No matter how good you're going to sell yourself in the interview, you have no experience. So you have to be willing to accept less money. It's not going to be $80,000 or $90,000. If you currently are an engineer and you're making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, this could be a step back for you. So you have to really think about that. If you really want to get the big money in sales, you've got to look at a long-term play, suck it up for a couple years, and make less money in the short term on a base salary because you're going to make way more with commission and way more in the years down the road in the long term. All right, point number four, you need to be able to absorb and learn everything that you possibly can from the people at the company that are above you. Talk to the other salespeople, learn about your product. Don't focus too much on it, but learn about the product, learn about the accounts. Who are you going after? Who's in the industry? Who do you know that work at other companies? Who's doing a lot of stuff? Who's doing heavy with marketing? What is their value proposition? How are they selling? Are they making videos? Absorb everything around you and try and learn. Learn from the people standpoint too. Because sales is 80% people, 20% technical, you need to learn how to talk to people, always reading books, watch videos on YouTube, take an online course if you have to, follow people that are inspiring that you feel are good at sales or have programs, and absorb as much as you possibly can, because your technical stuff is going to be easy. The people side is where you'll struggle. All right, the fifth one, and probably the most important, is you have to hustle. If you are in the younger generation, I'll let you know that the older guys, the veterans, are a little bit less likely to hustle because they are comfortable. You have to be willing to make phone calls, not take no for an answer. Don't just follow up once or twice. You gotta follow up 7, 8, 9, 10 times before you can know if that lead is dead, if that person doesn't want to buy from you or has no interest. You have to hustle, grind day in, day out. Once you get some customers and some orders, you start to build up that book of business, your commission, hopefully you have a plan, will start rolling in for years to come, and it's going to be all worth it because you're building this giant mountain of business. So you have to hustle hard, be willing to do the late night hours, be willing to travel on weekends if you have to, travel during the week, drive as far as you have to drive, make the phone calls, do whatever you need to do to get attention and to stand out and to be knocking on doors, but don't just focus on one method. Look at every different way of talking to people and communicate as much as you possibly can, because it will be worth it in the long run. So if you guys got value out of this content, hit that like button. We've got a lot of videos that we're going to be publishing from this MD&M Minneapolis show. Be sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.